And now, Insights with Terri Ep.151, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Ep.151. Here's Terri.
Hi, everybody. I'm Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep.151. Thank you for joining me to try to discover the week of December the 17th through the 24th, 2023. Very, very close to Christmas. Pretty soon it's going to be a memory. Boy, time goes fast. It really does. Now, we got a few things going here, and I don't want to keep you forever. So much to do before Christmas. I'm going to make it as short, as sweet as I can. We're still in that Sagittarius energy, which is that spiritual energy, allowing us to look at the bright side, optimism. You know, what good thing about this negative situation can I find? So it's actually making lemonade out of lemons. So Sagittarius is the king or queen of that. How can we look at a situation and say, there's a lesson in here, kind of like looking at a big, big pile of poop and saying there's got to be a pony in there somewhere. So when we look at that, what the lesson is, what the potential lesson is for us, is how do I make this work for me? Even though it's a difficult situation, I'm feeling overwhelmed or challenged, I'm frustrated, I want to cry, why is this happening? If we can take a breath and just stop, take a step back, sometimes a physical step back really can help. So I'll take a step back and I'll say, there's a lesson in here. I have to see why this is happening. What can I learn from it? If it's truly overwhelming, we may take the opportunity to say, is this life-threatening? Am I going to die here? Is this imminent danger? And if it isn't, then breathe and try to figure out, why does this keep happening to me? What's coming at me? What is the lesson here? So that's what Sagittarius is trying to get us to do, to make fertilizer out of poop and gain some spirituality, evolution while we're doing it. We're in a crisis, as I've been expounding, where we're fighting. We are in a war of morals right now. We are in a war of, will we stand up for good and face evil in the face and say, I disagree with you. I will not accept this behavior. I will not accept this type of lies, or whatever it is that is working in your life right now to challenge you to find out, what will I stand up for? What am I? Who am I? Am I just going to just cower and put my head down and my tail between my legs and go hide in the corner? Am I going to overstep? If I overstep, that's not right either. That's doing it the wrong way as well. So Sagittarius is there to teach us. The planet, the ruling planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and Jupiter's our teacher. So let's take advantage of our teacher and try to learn what they're trying to offer us right now. Mercury is still in Capricorn. Capricorn's a great energy for Mercury. There's a caveat, of course. But as a rule, I think it's a great energy because it clearly lets us look at, what should I do to make order in my life, to make order out of chaos, to be responsible, to handle things in a good way, that things get handled well and people can count on me. I can count on myself. But, caveat coming, it's in retrograde. That's not horrible, but it's not easy. Mercury retrograde, as 90% of you know, is a planet that isn't really physically going backwards, but its elliptical journey gives us the vibration and the looking like it's going backwards. So the movement forward of getting our lives in order, accepting responsibility when it's going backwards, can really challenge us to stay on our path, to not procrastinate. Mercury going retrograde in any zodiac sign is fuzzy thinking, difficulty processing, making mistakes in that processing slowly. It's dangerous when I'm on the road because people look at a green light and think, I'll stop here for a minute. No, it's green. Or they'll see a red light and go right through it. They're not processing, they're not thinking. They may think they're thinking, but they're not. So then we have to look at, how could that affect me? Well, if I'm in a car and I'm on the road and somebody makes a mistake, that could be my mistake for the rest of my life that will harm my body or my car. So I try as much as I can not to travel during a Mercury retrograde, which is usually about 3 weeks, and that happened on the 13th of this month and will continue for about 3 weeks. So I'm just careful travel. Now, I wish it didn't happen on Christmas and New Year's when most people are traveling, but you know what? Do the best you can. Just do the best you can. Be as safe as you can. Try to minimize the mistakes. Be attentive. Be conscious. Stay in the moment and drive with care. Now, it's not just about driving. This is where you'd be more prone to have the pills at the pharmacy make a mistake, or your photocopier not work right. It's just Murphy's Law. And I think it tries to test us to see how much attitude have we got, and how much can we handle before we fly off the handle and get frustrated. Venus is still in Scorpio. I've talked about that till I'm purple. If you'd like to go onto the website that Charlie O'Brien has made for us, www.terriworld, you can listen to some of the archived podcasts that Charlie O'Brien has done and catch up on Scorpio in Venus. Venus, in a nutshell, is a planet of attraction. Scorpio is deep thinking, facing reality, maybe a little bit on the depressive side if we're not careful. And so there's a propensity for being heavy, depressed, out of energy, but it also offers the opportunity to go really deep diving into ourselves and say, what's going on? Mars, the planet of our drive, our passion, that's in Sagittarius as well, combining that spiritual optimism. And so that's really helping us to be trying to balance between the heaviness of the Scorpio energy and the lightness of our Sagittarius. Now, the beginning of the week, our vulnerable body parts can be the feet, the toes, the pineal gland, because it's very psychic energy in the first part of the week when you combine Scorpio, psychic energy, and Pisces in the moon, psychic energy, from two different platforms, so to speak. Look at me looking techie here. It really offers an opportunity to get those messages from the universe and act on them or start to understand them. So the universe is going to try to push us towards psychic development. Did I feel this ahead of time? Then towards the middle of the week, we may have a little bit of trouble if we're vulnerable in the head, the teeth, the tongues, and if your arteries are not in good shape, that's a problem. So it may develop if you never had trouble, or it may, if you're vulnerable, may act up. If you know you have a problem, be careful with it. If you know that you get cold sores on your tongue, don't eat a whole bunch of oranges or pineapples all at one time. Try not to push the boundaries of your body at this time in those areas. Then towards the end of the week, it moves from the head, the teeth, the tongue, and the arteries down towards the neck, the vocal cords, the throat, thyroid gland. So some of you may develop a sore throat. And if you do, you know what? Gargling with olive leaf, or, I'm sorry, not olive leaf, gargling with olive, oh my gosh, I can talk. It's Mercury retrograde. This is me. I can never find my words during Mercury retrograde. Gargle with oil of oregano. There's a difference between oil of oregano and oregano oil. One is internal, one is external. But oil of oregano and oregano oil is an antibiotic, anti-fungi, antibacterial, antimicrobial, broad spectrum. So if you're cooking any of those little germs that are being thrown around out there, gargling doesn't hurt at all. And it helps with gingivitis. So don't be afraid to take advantage of taking care of that part of your body. And you don't want to have anything going on during Christmas because, a lot of people show up anyway and make everybody sick. It goes through the whole family. So let's try to be as healthy as we possibly can. Heads up, full moon will be on the 27th. I'm just giving you a heads up, and that's in Cancer, and Cancer's ruling planet is the moon, so we have a moon-related zodiac sign in a full moon. And a lot of psychic energy there. So we could be lunatics if we're not careful. It could be lunacy if we're not careful. We just have to look at it, that's all. And the number that was given to us this week is the number 9. And number 9 combined with where the planets are right now will give us an idealistic approach to life. Yay! That's Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is optimistic and idealistic, and number 9 is pushing that towards us. So it allows us an idealistic approach towards ourselves, towards our surroundings, and this is where we get gratitude. We start looking at how good our life is. Even if it's idealistic, we can make it happen. We need to look at a possible journey, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or physically, that can help us gain some experience and maybe meet those important people in our lives to complete our mission, to keep going on our mission. It's a high level, number 9 combining with this, of mental energy to help us be able to handle all the difficulties and all the challenges when you combine where the planets are right now. It'll let us be more devoted to our goals. So if you have a goal, it'll let you sort that out and say, yeah, no, I'm really going to do it. Really am. It makes us a little more sensitive, but a little bit more courageous as well. And it allows us to take on that responsibility with that Capricorn energy and realize a depth of a wisdom that we want, but maybe we don't just have right now. And we need to look at embracing spirituality without as much need for high material things. So the universe is trying to help us see what we have and not focus on what we don't have, or not focus on the fear. I was listening to I don't know what you'd call it. Trump was talking. I don't know what you call that. And he was telling everybody, if you don't vote me in for 2024, you will see a depression the likes of the world has never seen. It'll be worse than the 1920s. Okay, what is that? He said that when he was going to be defeated by Biden. There wasn't a depression, was there? But he's saying it again. So what I'm saying about that is he's building on fear. He's trying to scare everybody enough to vote for him. Ooh, we better vote for him. We don't want a depression. But this energy field of spirituality and Sagittarius combining is trying to help us understand that we don't need as much as we think we need. Yes, we all want to be safe. We're humans. Yes, we all want to feel secure. We're humans. No, we don't want to lose our savings or our home. But also asking for the grace to handle whatever comes at us. So love and truth and friendships are supposed to be what's floating to the surface now. The need to give as much of ourselves as we can to others in a very balanced way. So we're at a place where we're trying to fulfill and close certain cycles so that we're ready to advance. That's what they're offering us with number 9 and all of the planets where they are right now. Now, I pulled a couple of cards for you, and just to try to explain some of them. The first one is mental balance. It's the 2 of Swords. Swords is the mind. It's upside down. So the suggestion here is that many of us, not all of us, but many of us are looking at maybe things in a wrong way, or we're not mentally balanced. So they're saying work as hard as you can to try and find the balance in your life, the mental balance. If you're finding yourself overwhelmed, check. If you find yourself thinking, but not solving a problem, check in on yourself. What am I thinking? The next one is a major card. It's the moon, and it's upside down. So it's that psychic energy I told you about. In the next little bit, we'll be challenged with that lunacy I was talking about. It will be psychic energy, absolutely, and psychic offerings to us, but will we handle it right? Now, the challenge is when this is upside down, we may get the message wrong. So it's kind of like having a map in your hands, but if you can't read it, or you've never learned how to read it, or you haven't checked it ahead of time while you're flying down the highway, it's not going to be any advantage to you. So it's about preparedness. It's about being in the moment. It's about listening. It's about, what does this feel like to me? They're going to release some of us from being blocked. So many of us have felt stale. We felt blocked. We felt put in a corner, boxed in, however you want to describe it. They're starting to loosen the leash on us. It was kind of like training our puppies, right? At first, I'll train my puppy on a leash, so he can only go so far. He's limited in how far he can go, because I need his attention. I need to get him to work in this area. But as he starts to grow and learn, I loosen the leash and loosen the leash, lengthen the leash, put them then on a 30-foot leash, then a 50-foot leash, and then there's no leash. So the universe wants to take the leash off, many of you, and let you free range like a little chicken. And do you know how to get back home? If you go out there, can you get back home? Now, some of you will be offered an opportunity to, I'm going to say, add knowledge to yourself. So this next card that comes up is one that is informal, but it's one that maybe I'm interested in tracking now, which I am with my dogs. I like to find lost people with my dog, or lost keys, or lost whatevers. And I'm teaching my dog to scent, identify, and track. We're having fun. The dog is getting tired, so I'm using his energy in a productive way. So that means that I'm starting to try to read books about it. I'm listening to other people that have done it. Maybe I'll go to a dog show here and there and watch the good guys do it. I'm not taking a formal course, but I am learning about it. So that's what this is. It's about informal learning, adding more knowledge. So there might be something that you find yourself interested in that you want to work towards. And the next one and last one that we are supposed to be working on and taking advantage of, it's one of our tools, is emotional fulfillment. And it's so apropos for the Christmas holidays. I love it. So they're wanting you to work on what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled. Do you know? And if you know, do you do it? So they want you to try to do it. Do the things that make you feel good. So just off the cuff, I really do enjoy Christmas lights. I don't like putting them up or taking them down, so I don't. I'm selfish. I go and look at everybody else's. So I'll call my sister and I'll say, do you want to come? And we'll grab a hot chocolate and we'll go around and look at all the lights. Maybe some cheesies too. And oh yeah, maybe some Cheetos. Oh yeah, and some Lay's potato chips. Oh yeah. Well, let's not let all the peanuts feel bad about themselves. Maybe a couple of chocolate bars. So we'll just go and travel around and look at all the lights as something that we like. And it makes us feel emotionally fulfilled. Then maybe another night we'll go into Windsor and look at bright lights. Or we might go for a walk with a hot chocolate and the dogs running all over. What makes you feel good? It doesn't have to cost $1 million. You don't have to go to the show and spend $1,000. Invite 3 or 4 people over and watch Fire Stick movies. It doesn't cost anything. Bring popcorn. Just do something that makes you feel good. I know a lot of people like to visit and a lot of people don't like to visit. So this can become a very overwhelming time for some. Try to find what you really like to do. Spend time with the people that you truly enjoy. Your tool this week to happiness is trying to find your own personal emotional fulfillment. What makes me happy? And if I can be happy, truly happy, I can be inspiring. And if I'm inspiring, I will spread that happy around and let other people enjoy themselves too. That's your job. That's your homework. Alrighty, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me today. And if you would like anything techie done for yourself, don't forget our Charlie O'Brien. He put up the website, www.terriworld.com, where all of the archived podcasts are. And the new ones are put up there as well by him. So if you need a website, look at Charlie. Anything techie, Charlie, and anything photography. He's really talented. He has put us on Spotify. He has put us on Apple iTunes, on Amazon. It's amazing to me. SoundCloud and YouTube. When he's got the YouTube up, he will give me the link. I will put it on Facebook because I'm that amazing. I know how to press share. I surprised my own self. If you would like a reading for yourself and have me focus on you and your family and or your significant others or your little fur kids, give me a call or text 519-726-6699, or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody. And if I don't talk to you before the holidays, have a good one. Enjoy yourself. Help others enjoy themselves. Just enjoy.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.